I am dead inside.
The Proud Family Louder and Prouder has released on Disney Plus today with 2 episodes. The show is a continuation of the cartoon from the 2000s that lasted for 2 seasons. So this is primed to be Disney's big revamp of the show, now subtitled Louder and Prouder. Now real quick, I want you to know my perspective on this. The Proud Family is not something that was part of my youth. My childhood looked kind of like this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Yeah, you probably don't know that last one. Of course, I watched some of the original Proud Family. When Disney Plus announced this show, I was curious what the fuzz was all about. And yeah, I think they're quite decent cartoons with genuinely charming humor. The quips are strong with the original Proud Family, I gotta say. Is this new iteration capturing that same wittiness? Do I recommend watching it? Or has it been too late for Disney to revive this sleeping beast? Well, let's talk about it. Hello, fellow Disney Plus watcher. I'm excited to talk about Disney Plus with you today. New here? Why not click these 2 buttons if you love Disney Plus as much as I do? Welcome. Don't really worry too much about spoilers. I'll talk a bit about the premises of these 2 episodes and some themes and ideas that are in it, but I won't be all that specific this time around. It's the premiere, so I just want to give you some reasons why you should or definitely should not watch this show. I think Proud Family Louder and Prouder is one of the most obnoxious, insincere, and unfunny cartoons I watched in a long while. And hey, I like ridiculous cartoons that don't make sense or are hyperactively bonkers. SpongeBob is essentially the weirdest premise ever.
The main character, the sponge, works at a sea restaurant that sells hamburgers! Jackson, that doesn't make any sense! How's he gonna make burgers under fucking water?
But that show is still weirdly iconic and quite hilarious actually. A good friend of mine showed me some episodes of Rocko's Modern Life recently. That stuff is so completely nonsensical, but you can tell the creators of that cartoon had so much fun. It just works.
Look into the nipples of the future!
And the point I'm gonna make here is that the Proud Family Louder and Prouder also doesn't make sense and is a show that has weird cutscenes like a panda performing a pop song about his life in an episode that's only revolving around him for 2 minutes like a tacked on thing. Now random shizzle can work, but sorry, the showrunners of this series seem to have, in my opinion, no sense of humor. And I'm giggling the whole way through an episode of the original Proud Family, but this? This was my face through the whole run. I'm not kidding or exaggerating. Oh, and you know how in cartoons people seem to never get older? Or in general, how the process of age doesn't have to add up or make sense because it's just a cartoon? Then why does the premiere episode do something completely unnecessarily confusing and lame to explain why Penny and her friends have aged, while the family around her hasn't? Yes, I'm only gonna spoil the very first scene here. To soften the blow for you all who didn't see the show yet, Penny actually wakes up years older and has to learn how to walk again and to adjust because of some stardust. Yes, literally stardust. Now, it's just a setup with nothing to it, because after 5 minutes, their new life phase doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. Yes, granted, the first episode is about accepting change in life, growing up, being embarrassed about puberty and how we look and our appearances, all that. And we do see Penny's father, Oscar, have issues with her daughter growing up, but those themes don't hinge on some magic spell in the first scene of the episode to explain why Penny's now older. Why isn't Penny just older? Because she's just older. Cartoons are timeless. Let's just leave the rest of the characters as they are. Nobody's complaining. Age discrepancies don't matter in cartoons. Now, without giving the story itself away, the second episode does have something to say about the dangers of cancel culture, which I appreciate, how we can all lose ourselves in the process of trying to stay in line with narratives, artificially creating a precedent for what to care about, media prescribed brainwashing on what to think and who to censor. Now, what does that remind me of? Oh yeah, that. Now wait, not to rock anyone's boat. I don't see wokeness as an inherently bad thing. Being woke actually started out as something noble to strive for, but it's since been merely a tool for emotional manipulation and self-victimization. I mean, a state of intellectual superiority born from political and social awareness says it all. Wokeness is a fine line between caring about social issues, which can't really be a bad thing, and feeling morally superior. I actually find it quite hilarious that the second episode has a story that's about the painful nature and effects that the current woke culture has on society. Really, watch the episode, let's talk about it. It's what I take away from it at least, and I really believe that's what it's about. And the first episode tries to make a point in the description that woke just means being yourself and standing up for yourself. Because that's the point of the episode itself, of the whole episode. It has nothing to do with racial injustice, societal issues, nothing. But the description says that Penny tries to prove that she's woke? What? And hey, for anyone feeling triggered right now, I know wokeness is a nuanced thing. I'm just pointing out the pros and cons of this show going in that direction and the fuzzy nature of that term. It looks like the show thematically critiques wokeness, but then also says their main character is woke for being herself. It's so weird. Other than the completely unnecessary beginning of the show, the extremely frantic and annoying humor.
Why's my grandbaby dressed like Darth Vader?
Like Dejanay is charming in the original Proud Family, here she's the most annoying cartoon I could ever imagine seeing on screen. And the confusing handling of wokeness as a concept, I don't have much to say about this quite abominable show so far. The second episode is a little bit more interesting, even if it's just as annoying in nature. The animation is quite cool though, and maybe even an improvement on the original Proud Family. It still uses the textured backgrounds and pointy faces and all that, just that style is there. I'm not sure if I'm doing breakdowns week per week every episode. I have to wait and see if there's anything else to take away from it every week. If I do it, I'll definitely go more in depth into spoilers about the plots of these cartoons. Maybe that'll be loads of fun. I'll try to take away the themes of it. And if I do, I promise you, I'm striving to find the charming things about the show. I know it's not made for me and I try to see it through that lens. So far, that's really hard because the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder is so far quite unbearable in my opinion. I'm thinking about wrapping this up. Thank you so much for watching. Speaking of cartoons, if you're interested in my thoughts and breakdown of the wonderful Winter of Mickey Mouse, a link of that is in the description. I'm curious, what did you think of this 2-episode premiere? Be sure to let me know in the comment section. Did you like this video? Then there is a button to express that. Thank you so much. For now, have a wonderful day and see ya.